Iran has used speedboats, mines and drones to block the strait. Now the UK, France and others are working on how to reopen it. The efforts will likely involve the private sector, with some deploying unmanned vehicles to find and deactivate them. Others, like SRT Marine Systems, will use AI to improve coastal surveillance. Simon Tucker is the CEO of SRT Marine. Simon's with me now. How do you use AI? What does it do that makes it safe?
Hi, Richard. Nice to meet you, and thank you for having me. Well, the first thing you've got to do is try to detect where the threat is. The problem with mines is they float around, you don't know where they lay. And so countries like Kuwait that are deploying these new systems right at the leading edge, you're looking at trying to spot where the activity was that laid the mine, and then start to use drift patterns to figure out where that mine might have floated and gone. Then you've narrowed down your search area. Then you can start to use sonar with edge compute, where again you're using AI to learn the different shapes, that it's not a wreck or somebody's just dropped something that's round and looks like a mine many years ago, that is a mine. So you can go to that point and destroy it, deal with it, and whatever you like. But the key is the surveillance to find out where the thing is.
Right. Now, the British ship that is waiting to go there, that's a specialty on this sort of thing, the weapons commander was asked, how many mines do you think there are and of what types? To which she replied, how long is a piece of string? And I guess sort of your goal first is to clear a channel and waterway. You obviously can't clear the whole thing, and you have to be very, very targeted in that regard.
Well, that's exactly the point. You have to be targeted. The Arabian Gulf is 615 miles end to end, and it points it's 200 miles wide. So it's not just about the Strait of Hormuz. There's a whole shipping lane right the way down to Kuwait, into Bahrain, into Saudi Arabia, into Qatar. And actually, you need to sweep all of that. So you need to use these advanced surveillance systems to figure out where these things might be, and then narrow down using things like USVs, like this thing that's behind me, if you can see me, fitted with sonar, to really narrow down and find it. And the technology, sonar, AI, surveillance systems like Kuwait is deploying at the moment at scale, enables that to happen. So you can do huge areas intelligently using all this new technology, not a ship pottering up and down the lane.
And I was reading about the sheer number and different types of mines. I mean, I always think of this sort of the Second World War mine bobbing just under the water with spikes coming out of them. But I was reading about one that blows up gas or something that sits on the bottom, which I didn't quite understand how that was going to work. I mean, the variety that you are searching for and the depths at which they will be makes it a three-dimensional chess.
You're absolutely right. And actually, again, the Arabian Gulf is not that deep. It's about 300 feet at its deepest point. So from a detection and sonar's perspective, actually spotting something is not terribly difficult. We can fit sonars to our needlefish in Kuwait and they will spot these things. But as you rightly say, there's lots of different types. Innovation happens even in mines. But that is where the learning comes in. You can recognize the shapes, the form factors and things, and it will narrow it down. The key is to find it with something that isn't going to disturb it. So this is where USVs, unmanned surface vessels, come in, and remote surveillance of the type that Kuwait Coast Guard's deploying. You can actually detect these things at a distance.
When you do find them, now let's say you find them, and there's no ship nearby, so there's no danger to life nor limb, except maybe arguably the vessel. What do you do? Do you attempt to capture it? Do you attempt to disarm it? Or just blow the thing up, because once it's blown up, that really is the end of that?
Once you've found it, I think you blow it up. That is the decision of the authorities. They're well equipped to do that. It's actually, once you've found it, it's a relatively easy thing to do. You can dispatch a small UAV down, attach some small explosives and blow it up. I think the last thing you want to do is to sort of leave it there and let it, what do you do? Do you leave it there forever and come back next year? I suspect not.
Sure. Last question, and perhaps the most tricky one. After you have been involved in surveying an area, what level of guarantee are you able to give, quote, to the client, whoever it might be, about the integrity, in a sense? Can you say, I can now say 100% that is clear, I can say 70% that is clear, or do you just simply say, I've done the best I can, over to you, mate?
I think that's a great question. I think that a competent Coast Guard will have a high degree of confidence that they've done a sweep. Then when you combine that with surveillance, you can then spot whether they're, for example, by behavior, whether there's a fishing boat that is acting in a way that shows that it's laying another mine, and then therefore that area would become an area of interest and marked on the command systems. But you'd have a high degree of confidence, but there's no certainty at sea.
I'm grateful, sir, that you joined us. And as this proceeds, we'll talk more with you. Thank you this evening. Thank you.